How's it going, everybody? Magnum Knights here, and today we're going to be going through a Total War Warhammer 2 battle test of a game I played. I'm sorry for the lack of videos and streams lately. I have been getting absolutely destroyed at my day job, but we're back and ready for action once again and getting back into gaming, and let's roll. Let's check out these replays, and we're going to start with our Skaven runner replay here. You can see me on the left with the Warriors of Chaos versus the Skaven of Will Renault. I, by no stretch of the imagination, am a good Warhammer 2 player. I'm just really starting to get into it. This is my first Total War game that I really started getting into multiplayer, and I'm still learning. I'm still getting it. So, up here in the skies, we have our Chaos Sorcerer of Fire. We're rocking the Burning Head, the Flaming Sword of Ruin, and Fireball. We have a front line of Chaos Warriors with axes and shields, backed up by one unit of Forsaken and a default Chaos Lord on foot. Over here we have a unit of halberds that I was hoping would be a counter to any Rat Ogre play that might come into our back lines. Now over here we have our sneaky trolls that were ever so sneaky that even I could not see them. We'll see that later in the game though. And we have a second unit of Chaos Trolls along with a unit of Dragon Ogres in the forest here, backed up by two units of Marauder Horse Masters. That is the slightly better melee variant of the Chaos Horse Marauders. Now, over here on my opponent's side, we have 3 units of Rat Ogres, which is far more than I thought he was going to bring. We have 4 units of Skaven Slave Spears out on the flank for his center pocket of strength. We have 3 units of Storm Vermin with Swords and Shields. We have 2 units of Poison Wind Globadiers. We have our Warlord and our Plague Priest, both vanilla characters. So this is a battle of the bastards right here. Nobody knows who any of these lords are. Over here we also have 2 units of gutter runners that are currently hidden in their stock mechanics. I could not see them at all. Backed up by Skaven Slave Spears. I'm going to try and say that 7 times fast. As well as 2 units of the more regimented Clan Rat Spears. So without further ado, let's get this battle on the way. So, I take my flying unit up a whole bunch closer, getting way ahead of the army, scouting. A little bit of a lull. The Skaven wanted to sit in his nice little hole, but you can see how he's going to divide his army. I have a very small army compared to my opponent. If we look up at the top here, we see that I have 563 men versus his 1,700. So he has over 1,000 more units on the field than I do. Here you can see my Horse Masters have discovered the Gutter Runners. Chaos Sorcerer of Fire letting down with the Burning Head, but my opponent swings his army just in time to avoid taking a bunch of damage. I was disappointed with that, but it is what it is. Over here you can see that he's also swinging this flank wide, trying to envelop my entire formation. Now, I've left my ogres, or my trolls and dragon ogres, in the background. Hidden. Or so I thought. Fortunately, trolls are not sneaky as sorts and are not hidden, nor are these dragon ogres. So, that is what I believe his target is. Doing some harass damage up here with these Marauder Horse Masters, just throwing into various units. The frontline engagement underway. I separated my Chaos Lord from his Forsaken, and that was a very bad move of mine because he comes plowing into 120 Storm Vermin all on his own. Now the Chaos default Lords is a fairly powerful duelist combatant, but I don't think you can take on the entire elite Skaven, currently Silver Chevron going into this fight. Over here we have my unit of Forsaken taking on a unit of Plague Monks, being targeted by these Poisons and Wind Globadiers, and losing this battle badly because of it. Over here, the Plague Priest has dropped 2 different spells. You can see Deadly Onslaught, Purpose Valor, and everything else going on for that Warlord. We have Bless with Build and Wither going on my troops. So the frontline engagement was not going very well at all. Over here, my Chaos Warriors are holding up against these Storm Vermin. My halberds are breaking through to the black line. These Forsaken, up and out of here. So we're going to take these Chaos Warriors, we're going to swing them around to try and come into these Poison Wing Globadiers. Meanwhile, I'm using my Chaos Sorcerer of Fire to disrupt them. Over here in the back, you can see the Skaven Noose trying to tighten around my formation. With Clan Rat Spears versus these Chaos Warriors. Clan Rat Spears are definitely no match for the heavy metal of Chaos. Over here in the background, you can see my Trolls and Dragon Ogres have gotten into the cookie jar here. Rat Ogres coming in versus Dragon Ogres. That is not a good place for Rat Ogres to be, I guarantee it. However, they are backed up by these Skaven Slave Spears. Oh my god, I cannot say that. And getting pounded by these Chaos Trolls. But you can also notice over here, my sneaky Trolls still in the forest, completely abandoned and forgotten about. Now, you can see more Skaven slaves trying to pour into these Chaos Warriors as they chase down these Gutter Runners. Gutter Runners, unfortunately much faster than Chaos Troopers, get back into hiding. My Chaos Warriors turn around and engage the Skaven Spears instead. Over here we can see a Burning Head going down the center of the Skaven line, picking up a ton of damage. That is value right there. Many kills. Through the ashes of fire, the Chaos Horse Bastards ride. This unit of spears has shattered. I'm going to be using my Horse Bastards to start throwing into the backs of these Storm Vermin with shields as they engage my Chaos Warriors from behind. Over here, my Chaos Lord is still fighting, getting back attacked by another unit of Plague Monks. Way in the back, my Chaos Warriors are still chasing down these Poison Wind Globadiers, and still farther in the back, these Rat Ogres and Spears have rallied. I have now remembered these Trolls, these sneaky forest Trolls, and have brought them out to a challenge. Rat Ogres and Spears on the move, coming back in. However, I've now picked up these Trolls and Dragon Ogres and bringing them back into the Skaven Alliance. Back here, I realize that I'm never going to catch those Poison Wind Globadiers with these Chaos Warriors, and they are desperately needed in the main fight. So we start pulling them back, raising their shields against those Poison Lords that are coming into their back arc where their shields aren't helpful at all. Now these Chaos Trolls, heavy AP and weapon damage, are coming into these Storm Vermin. They may be blessed with skills, but these Trolls are plenty filthy on their own. They could put a real shellacking on these Storm Vermin, swords and shields. If only I had something to back them up. Over here in the mainline fight, these Dragon Ogres are going toe-to-toe with the rest of the Storm Vermin and taking some pretty good damage on them. Way back in the back, these Spears are definitely not in their element taking on those Chaos Trolls. My Chaos Lord has had enough of this shit and has decided that he's going to take a little breather over here in the middle of nowhere. I'm using my Fire Sorcerer now to disrupt their Plague Priest to keep him from casting his filthy blessings upon his troops. My Dragon Ogres have routed my Chaos Lord. I was trying to pull him back so that he wouldn't shatter on me and I could use him to rally the troops. I bring these halberds in to try and stop the tide and get them to stop chasing my Dragon Ogres that are broken so I could try and cover them. Over here in the back we have Dragon Ogres and the Plague Priest versus the Chaos Sorcerer Fire. Over here in the back we have 3 units of Skaven held up by 1 unit of Chaos Warriors, and these warriors are heavy metal, going toe-to-toe with this many rats and not giving an inch. For whom pulling my cavalry in, I have finally caught these Poison Wind Globadiers, stopped them from tossing into the back of these Chaos Warriors. Over here, these Rat Ogres are broken by the Chaos Sorcerer, and these Trolls, surrounded, eventually break and run off the battlefield. Again, I'm going to use these halberds that were fending off these Rat Ogres to try and screen out the Skaven, give these Trolls time to make it away and rally. Dragon Ogres are shaken, but not stirred, pulling back into the forest. However, my Chaos Lord has said, you know what, this army is done, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, I'm out of here. And he starts looking off the battlefield. Trolls coming into these spheres, not the best engagement for them, but they're only slaves, so who cares? Once again, a blessing of filth coming in to buff up the entire unit of Skaven. They're rallying their leadership to try and battle these terrifying trolls. Now, these trolls did rally, but unfortunately these gutter runners are right on them, not giving them a chance to recover their leadership at all. I'm bringing my Sorcerer Lord, or my Chaos Sorcerer back into the fray, and you can see my one unit of Chaos Warriors out here in the middle of the periphery has won the day against 3 units of Chaos, or Skaven Spears. We're going to break the remaining Skaven leadership by rear charging them with the Marauder Horse Masters. Now, the Skaven have now balled up into the Doomstar Rat Pack. And they thought they'd chase these guys off the battlefield. Unfortunately, my trolls and dragon owners have rallied. Now, I do have this pack of Chaos Trolls in the back. There are 10 of them currently regenerating away, getting their HP back for a big push into these Skaven. Meanwhile, my attention's over here, making sure I clean up the scraps so that these Skaven do not come back and rally. Now, in this incredibly strange formation, the Skaven now all seem to want to pursue into these 10 trolls that are regenerating away. And they only have one leadership at the time, and instantly go to -3 and shatter off the battlefield. Skaven maintain their pursuit of the shattered enemy. Seeing these trolls shattered, I see that my last hope is the bastion of strength I have here in the backfield, in the open plains of Norsca. So, I take my rallied trolls, I take my rallied dragon ogres, and I start bringing them back. Fortunately, these Chaos Warriors with halberds have decided they have had enough for today as well, and are going to join their lord back at the Drinking Hall to tell the tale of today of how many rats they've killed. These slave spears also shatter after the harassment of the horse masters. Skaven still escorting these shattered trolls off the battlefield. There's the edge of the playfield there. Sitting all the way at the back. The remaining forces for the Skaven is an untouched unit, 2 untouched units of gutter runners. We have a very, very beat up slave spear, a secondary slave spear. We still have, you know, some storm vermin with sword and shield. They're a little bit tattered, but can still provide very needed stability to the Skaven armor. We also have a column formation slave spear. We have a half-health plague priest and the untouched warlord. The balance of power is slightly in Skaven's favor. However, with that balance of power comes time on my side. I rally my forces to the center of the field where I'm generating magic on the Chaos Sorcerer. I'm going to bring my horse masters down into the forest in order to bring them in for a rear charge, and this time is crucial time for me. These Chaos Warriors are confident. They're a little tired, but they are confident. They are active. So what we're doing right now is we are resting our trolls and our dragon ogres for the upcoming fight. These trolls are very tired, but the longer they sit here, the more health they're going to regenerate. And I know that, and I know time is on my side when the battle comes back to me. When the Skaven decide they want another taste of chaos. I'm saving up magic right now for an overcast burning head for when the units collide, so I'm hoping to get a ton of value out of that burning head. And I know that if he forms a line on me, I'll be able to just rip right through him with all kinds of fire magic. Super efficient against the rats. Skaven start pulling off into the forest here, hoping to conceal their approach, no doubt. But then they wheel, getting ready for the final charge.
Snow, nasty wet stuff.
Snow, nasty wet stuff. That's right, Skaven. Filth. But having his troops running around out here in the snow is definitely exhausting them. Seeing his troops move closer to the forest, I move mine slightly farther into the plains. I want to see the Skaven coming so I can line up my spell perfectly, and that's when it happens. My opponent Alt F4s out. The balance of power was slightly in his favor at the Alt F4, which means he wins the game. I find this mechanic to be incredibly cheap, and stupid CA, please fix it. But, as my opponent has lost, or should have lost due to cowardice, instead of engaging my troops, I am very disappointed at this. If you play on ladder, please take your losses. It's not that bad. It won't end your life. Take your lumps. Again, I am not a great Warhammer 2 player. You'll notice that by my lack of replays. I don't like posting my losses. But again, this is Magnum Knight saying, see you guys in the next one. Skaven runners are complete and utter cheese. Pun intended. Later, guys.